Hayi, kulungile. Mina bengithi we are one. Kanti ngiyi-one. All along mina I was saying something but very wrong. No one seemed to care to correct me. But hayi, kulungile. Asibonge mfowethu uNhlanhla uSibiya manyelele njengentombi yesokeni. uSibiya ngenkomo abafozana bebiya ngamahlahla. Nina bakwankomo isengela umaweni yangasengela isibane kuyona yakhona. Danko. Sengiyazi manje ukuthi after discussing about angimfaki. I had to go ukuthi ngiyobheka ukuthi vele lento engiyikhuluma ayikho and I confirmed ayikho ngempela. After discussing about umfaki. Sanibonani football lovers. Welcome to BK Sports. Igama lami ubonge Nkosi. Ngithembe ukuthi ni kahle niyaphila. Danko. In today's video, we'll talk about two coaches. It's Fernando da Cruz and we'll talk about Dr. Pitso Jingles Mosimane. Ngiyazi inhliziyo zabanengi iphukile. They were hoping ukuthi maybe Kaizer Chiefs bazo-surprise when it comes to the day of announcing the coach. Ukuthi maybe it might be Jingles, but it seems like he's headed somewhere. Not a natural. And to be honest, I think it's only two possibilities that he'll find himself. It's either a club or a national team. If not Pyramids, it's going to be Imali. Florent Ibenge is an Azam coach. He just extended a contract till 2028. So there's a fake hand today. Asivele sihlala udabeni, but you know the drill. Ngaphambi kokuthi sekude, ungakhohlwa ukulike nokusubscribe to the channel if awukaka subscribe. Kodwa ke mase subscribeile, danko kakhulu. Fernando da Cruz I will be brutally honest ukuthi what you'll expect from him. Fernando da Cruz is the kind of a coach that believes in modern football, and he does everything that requires modern football to be at its best. Meaning from the style of play to the game model, the identity of how the team plays, and it is challenging to the players. Because the kind of football that he plays, it's a high risk football that comes with rewards if executed correctly. What we saw in the first few games of Nasreddine Nabi at Chiefs, it's what we should expect from Fernando da Cruz. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because Fernando da Cruz is the type of a coach that believes in the type of style of play that needs a high press. And you know, Guti, that style of play, it requires to have players that are technically good, players that have a work rate that is second to none, and players that are technically good. If I'm repeating myself, I'm not sure, but I think I've said it. He requires players that can take a risk. The risks that comes with it benefits. And we know good to Nasreddine Nabi, his preferred formation was 4-2-3-1. That can change into 4-1-2-3, depending on the variations that you might see on that particular game day, because we know very well Guti Nasreddine Nabi was a coach that was pro-critic. Guti he wants to dominate our games. He believes Guti if I am a big coach in a big club, I must do big things. And Fernando da Cruz is that kind of a coach, because he wants his fullbacks to be overlapping all the time to add numbers going forward. Meaning at the back we remain exposed, but he has a plan for that because he uses a double pivot. either a 666 or a 88. It depends on the quality of the players that you have. And there are players that I think in this style of play, they will fall out of favor. The players that suffered in the tenure of uNazarudeen Nabi, I'm talking about uSibongiseni Mthethwa. I'm talking about uCross. Kuzoba nzima for them, especially if they decide to renew a contract ka-Ox. And you might see uPaseka Marco given the nod over uCross because it needs a fullback that is able to overlap and track back in time, not a player that will sit. And a centre-back pairing is going to be the one that is going to determine whether Kaizer Chiefs concede many goals or not, because building from the back is a priority in his style of play. That's why I was talking about the risks. During the tenure of uNazarudeen Nabi, we saw Kaizer Chiefs was leaking goals because they wanted to build from the back. They wanted to apply a high line. And they knew very well they have slow defenders. And to be honest, because his style of play, it is clear. It needs players that will execute it to the T. And in the middle field, you need someone that is good when it comes to scanning and receiving the ball. And it simply means it is going to be between Ukele, Nomaboy, Nondlovu in that middle field. Those are the players that I think they might benefit from Fernando da Cruz and Umunyane because he is hybrid. That's the kind of a fullback he wants in his team. And obviously, wingers, not all the time will be used as wingers because now everything will be clear. Every player will understand his role perfectly. But now we are not playing positions, but we are playing in terms of executing our roles that we are given. Sometimes we might use Ulilepu as an outlet. Sometimes you might use Velepai as an outlet or Pulemode. And of which I think because of your work rate, Ulilepu might be given a contract extension. It depends on Da Cruz. Because someone said the Kaizer Chiefs this time must not make the same mistakes they sign players after preseason. If they sign players, let them sign every player they want before they get off to Germany, because that will give everyone a chance to have a full preseason. But whenever the season resumes, no one will complain about not a preseason, not being fully prepared. And that's the responsibility of Kaizer Junior. Trust me, we'll play nice football that will have an identity and a direction. The only pressure will be, what will the team achieve? In the log table, the team will finish as number 1, number 2, or number 3. But below number 3, I think it will be questionable, especially after our co-coaches parted ways with the Kaizer Chiefs, as they didn't renew their contracts. But believe you me, we have a good coach there, and I don't need to convince you. Everyone decides what to believe, and that time will come and will be proven. It's either proven right or proven wrong. That will depend. And then let's talk about Dr. Pitso Jengels Mosimane. It's another coach that I believe has worked tremendously well for himself, made sure his CV looks appealing to every team that he might send it to. Ukuthi I am the perfect man for the job. Unfortunately, ukuthi to some Kaizer Chiefs fans, it is sad because they wanted him at Chiefs. And having him at Chiefs, it was going to be a boost because we know ukuthi if a team has a coach of Pitso Mosimhane's caliber, they understand ukuthi there's a lot to gain from that because his demeanor alone is enough to pursue any player to come to Kaizer Chiefs. This thing with the players, when they get to be asked if whether they could go to Chiefs, no, we have to go to a club whereby it wins trophies, things like that, because they know he has done it and he knows what he's doing. But now we have to talk about ukuthi Kaizer Chiefs as a team, will they regret not signing him as a head coach? Or it's something they are planning what it might happen in future, not for now. Because I believe ukuthi naye uJengez lakhona, he has his own ambitions. But okay, let me see what does the national space has for me. As we saw, he was vying for that Ghana position that was given to Carlos, former Bafana coach. And now with Imali, Yabona Moskuti, the combos are communicating. And you cannot compare Uta Cruz with Upito because you can tell, man. You can tell Uti. Aspan, aslingani. How Konahal, you cannot compare the two coaches. Because in terms of our CVs, yeah, Ujengez is clear. But one thing I'd urge from our fans of Kaizer Chiefs, let's support the coach. We have this tendency when we decide no, we don't want to see you at Chiefs. We don't even pretend. We let it known. We let it be known as soon as possible. I don't know what in Nibona Ganjan, but as I've explained, the style of play of Fernando da Cruz, it has a direction. And also another thing that we should expect is that how many players will Kaizer Chiefs sign for him? And are those players good enough for him to achieve the objectives of the season 2026-2027?